Plaintiff Marjanae Cousins says the defendant is her aunt, and she's suing her because she claims the defendant's 6-year-old daughter spilled juice on her laptop and broke it. Defendant Triana Thomas admits that her daughter damaged Marjanae's computer, but says Marjanae is the one who left the children home alone, with no adult supervision, so she doesn't feel responsible.
Start with you.
She's my aunt, and me and her basically had a close relationship. I recently moved to Houston, Texas, and I decided to come back and visit. While I was visiting, I was staying with her and my grandmother, and my kid and her kid basically were watching TV. And her daughter turned the TV off while my son was watching it. So I decided to diffuse the situation and took my son and my laptop, and I let him watch it. Her daughter wanted to come up and watch, and he said, no, I don't want you to watch it with me since I couldn't watch the TV. My piercing fell out, and I needed to go and basically get it replaced. So in the midst of him watching the laptop, I was gone maybe 30 to 45 minutes. My grandmother.
How old are these children?
My son is 6, and her daughter is 6.
And who was watching them?
She was there and my grandmother were there.
Okay, and they said they would watch them?
Did they say? No, they didn't say that they were watching, but my grandmother knew
you
that
weren't specifically watching them alone when you were there? All right.
My grandmother.
In the household, and whoever saw them doing whatever, everybody was overseeing them.
Yeah, but my grandmother knew I was leaving, so that's why I decided to leave to go replace my piercing. So as I was gone, when I come back, my son's like, her daughter broke your laptop. And I'm like, what? So as I go over, pick
your
my
6-year-old son?
Yes, my son. I go over, open my laptop up, and there's like a juice stain on it. And I pick it up, and there's like juice literally falling from the side of it. I go and I start bawling to my grandmother like, your granddaughter broke my laptop. She gets up, and they come in, they're like, what's going on? Her daughter's like, I didn't do it. And then she asks her daughter what happened. She proceeds to tell her what happened, and then she's like, she broke your laptop. There's nothing, I don't have any money. I don't know what to tell you. You broke things when you were a kid. Basically, I'm sorry. And I'm like, something needs to be done about my laptop. So I text her husband, like, your daughter broke my laptop. He's like, tell her mom. And I'm like, I did. And I tell him about Afterpay.
And her mother was there in the house?
Defendant Triana Thomas is being sued by her niece, who claims Triana's 6-year-old daughter damaged her computer by spilling juice on it.
Let me hear from her now.
Hi. So basically, I was asleep with my son and my mom was asleep. When she left out, at whatever point she left out, there was nobody watching the children in the house.
She said your mother knew. You didn't know that she had left?
My mom was asleep as well. She was asleep before I was asleep.
You didn't know she had left?
No, I didn't know she left at all.
All right, let's keep it with you right now. All right.
Okay. So when I woke up because my nephew was crying. And I'm like, what's going on? And then she said that my daughter, the kids were going back and forth pointing the finger, who spilled the juice? So I asked my daughter in private, did you spill the juice? And she said, yes, I did. So at that point, I told her, what am I supposed to do about something I feel like I'm not responsible for? Marjanae has been selfish, manipulative, greedy. For years and years and years, I've done so much to maintain our relationship and try to keep our families together over the years. I've been in Indiana since '09. Every residence I've ever lived in, she has lived there. Her visit lasted for like a couple months, and that's how it's always been. She left those kids in that house while we were asleep. I cannot pay for something I'm not responsible for. That's how I felt, and that's what I told her.
Yeah, you have depended on her. So far, all I've heard is your grandmother knew. You haven't told me that she knew that you had left.
Well, they're in the house together. She knew that I was leaving because my piercing,
she was asleep. She didn't know because...
But she wasn't asleep when I left. She was up when I left. She was not asleep when I left.
I was for sure in my bed with my son.
You were in your bed with your son?
Absolutely.
When I got back, she was asleep, but they weren't asleep when I left because I wouldn't have just left my...
Did she tell you you told her you were leaving?
I told my grandmother I was leaving.
We're talking about her.
No, I didn't tell personally her that I was leaving.
That's what I'm saying, and you keep saying, you keep talking about, I told my grandmother, then sue your grandmother if you really want me to tell you what to do. That's sue your grandmother. She had nothing to do with it. She didn't know you had left. It's about supervision. It's about supervision. Whoever failed to supervise and had the responsibility to supervise is liable. She didn't know she was to supervise because last she knew, you were supervising. And so you leave without telling her. She doesn't know she needs to supervise. You know who knows they needed supervision? Your grandmother. You want to sue her?
I mean, if I need to.
Oh,
I mean,
there
I
you
feel
go.
like my...
Bring her back and we'll get her. In the meantime, your claim is dismissed.
Okay.
She had nothing to do with it. Bring grandma in here. You heard of grandma on national TV saying she gonna sue you. All right. You might be on to something about her. Have a good day. Anybody announce in court, I'm gonna sue my grandmama. Have a good day.
Thank you. I just honestly, I don't know. No.
I still feel like my laptop needs to be fixed because I wasn't responsible, nor was my children, or my child wasn't responsible
You
for
weren't
the damage.
responsible, exactly, because you left them there. You should have took your son with you.